prison debt is not always about money. Sometimes it's life or your life. You know, your life can be taken. And yesterday I got a call from a friend of mine. I know I've talked on these videos about debt, but that's one thing, you know, if you go to prison, you do not want to get in debt, man. It's just a lot of problems. Even if your life is not in danger, there's a lot of problems. But your life is most likely going to be in danger. But I got a call from a friend in prison yesterday. I've known him almost my whole 29 years in prison. And he was telling me about this guy, and we got to talk about South Central Correction Center, how it's gotten worse and everything. He was telling me things going on. I got to telling him about some of the videos I've done. He goes, yeah. He goes, there's a guy the other day and just got beat down bad, stomped and everything on the yard, and said they life flighted him out of here. And he said, I'm thinking they probably took him to Columbia or St. Louis, but he goes, that's what happens when you mess around and get in debt and do things, you know, the stupid things. And that's what he called them. And I did another video. One of the videos I did about was debt cost him his manhood. That is the only one I know of that's happened to, but that doesn't mean you're putting yourself in danger when you do that. Anytime you get in debt. One of the things people like doing, a lot of young people come to prison and people ask them, you want to play cards, you know, you want to play poker. And what it is, they think they're good at playing poker, and they may be. But these guys playing poker with him, they're working with each other to get him in debt. That's the whole purpose, to get him in debt. And I've seen it happen several times. And then the guy, either he can't pay, or he checks in, or he gets in a fight or whatever, like, you know, stabbed, all kinds of things. It's just not worth it, you know. Now the canteen man, here's why, especially when you first get to prison, you shouldn't go to the store man. I said canteen man, I meant store man. Other states, I think they call them store boxes, but here in Missouri we call them the store man. And usually you go there and you get, say you get a bag of coffee, that nasty old instant coffee, Keefy, and he'll charge you 2 for 1. That means come canteen day, you got to pay him double. Now, if he knows you, he may do 1.5. You pay him 1.5 back. But it's a vicious cycle, because you get stuff from him, and then comes store day, you pay him all the stuff you owe him, but then you gotta go to him again because you ain't got nothing for yourself. And it's over and over and over. And now some store men will say, hey man, I ain't trying to get in your business, but you know, how much do you usually spend on canteen day, you know, because I don't want you going over what you can spend, you know. They're just trying to keep the guy out of trouble, because this guy, the canteen man, really, that's his hustle. He ain't wanting no problems. He ain't trying to get you in debt. He's just trying to make money. But if you owe him and you can't pay, something's got to happen. He can't let you get away with that, because everybody's watching. And if he lets you get away with not paying, give me another week, whatever. Other people are going to be doing the same thing, and he can't have that. And I've seen situations where the store man, you know, he didn't want to do it, you know, but he whooped the guy. Sometimes they have put people on a payroll to collect for him. You know, but he's just trying to make money, but at the same time, you can't beat him. If you have a debt, he's going to want to get paid, and he will get paid one way or another. Yeah, you know, he may have to fight you or whatever, but he'll go to the hole or whatever. But the debt thing, man, is, I've seen bad things happen. I've seen people stabbed over debts. You know, owing, going to the dope man, getting the debt with the dope man, getting the debt with the store man. Like I said, the gambling thing is real bad in Missouri, where they try to get you in debt. But then I've seen others where it's just regular games, man. And people thinking they get down, and they think they can get back up, and they just keep going, borrowing, and then they start saying there's money they ain't had. They're trying to get money from their selling, from other people and everything to put in there. And sometimes they'll end up owing several people just because they want to try to stay in the game and keep playing. It's not worth it, people. It's a debt trap. The store man is a debt trap because it's just a circle, man. You just keep going to him. Once you get where you owe him a lot of money, you just keep going to him. The gambling thing, it's a trap too, because once you're in debt, you're in debt. The dope man, you know, he's going to want his money too. And it even goes down to as far as, like, say you're selling, you ain't got a TV and your celly goes outside or something and you're watching his TV and you break it. You got to pay for it. There are people's got to put money on his account or something, you know, something's going to happen. Now, one guy told me this was dirty, man, and I told him this was dirty. He said, man, I told my celly, man, he could watch my TV. He goes, it's already kind of messed up, you know. And he said, I went to work, and when I came back, man, I messed with the TV a little bit. And I said, man, what'd you do with my TV, man? It's messed up. And got him, have his people put money on my account for another TV. And he said, I just kept the TV I had and spent the money. I said, man, that was wrong. And he goes, man, you know, you just got to do what you got to do in here. No, that was wrong, dude. That was just plain wrong. So the thing is, if you go to prison, I hope nobody goes to prison, but if you do go to prison, do not get in debt, you know. You know, after you get to know people a little bit, maybe you can go to the store man, but I'd still stay away from the gambling and the dope man and all that. Try to stay away from the canteen man, you know, the store man. You really don't want to get in debt with that. But there's an easier way to avoid all this debt and to avoid the debt trap, as I call it. And that's just not going to prison. Do things that make wise choices, good decisions, you know, enjoy your free life. Just don't go to prison. You know, don't do things stupid to get sent to prison. I know there's some people that get sent to prison and they were set up, they framed, whatever, and they're innocent in prison. I know that. I've met some. But the majority of people in prison are guilty. Just don't go. Enjoy this free life. Now, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.